Hey, it's about 6:40 on a Saturday morning. Yes, I know I'm crazy. And status update on the role player build. There are a couple of things that are going really well. I just got a shipping notification that my order of 100 dice in the 6 different colors that I need for this build from Amazon is on its way. It's on target to arrive by tomorrow, Sunday. So I should have that ready. And there are a couple of things that are going not so well. Let's take a look. Things that are going well. The cards. We are cutting these cards and we're producing them. They are lining up really well, really nicely. These are called backstory cards. Front and back registration is looking good. And I've already rounded the corners with the KADOMARU Pro Corner Rounder. So the cards are looking really good. Here are some character class cards. Again, they're looking good. Front back registration is pretty good. And I'm using my FISKARS paper trimmer. Not very high capacity, but what this has going for it is extremely precise cutting, which is what I need to be able to stay within the crop marks and the cut lines of this printout. Things that are going not so well. Production of the, unsurprisingly, the circle tokens. So these circle tokens are gold coins, and first of all, if you'll notice, they're too big. The coin is smaller than what I'm able to cut with my circle punch, than my 1-inch circle punch. And more importantly, we have serious front-back registration issues. The back is not aligned with the front at all. Number 3 issue is it's too thin. So I'm going to have to redo these circle tokens. No surprise there. Circle tokens, as you know, are my arch nemesis. That's one plan, is to reprint them larger, to attach them to thicker cardboard, and to make sure the front-back registration is good. There's 60 of these that need to be produced. Or I could use this pack of coins from a game called Rum and Bones that I thrifted for, I think this was $2 from the thrift store several weeks ago or months ago. There are only 50 of these. I don't know enough about the game to determine if 50 is enough or it has to be 60. But this might be my kind of more immediate solution than having to produce these 60 gold coins. So we'll see how that goes. Another issue is there are 6 charisma tokens. They're very small, as you can see. We have the fronts and the backs are not very well aligned. So I'm going to have to reproduce these. Also, they're too thin. So this is going to be easier to reproduce and to ensure front-back registration. Mount them on some nice thick cardboard. So I'm not too worried about that one. I'm a little more worried about these 60 gold coins, but we do have a couple of plans to deal with that. So that's where the build is right now. Thought I'd do an action shot of the actual card trimming here. So we've got a line of cards here, and we are aligning one column. Once we've got them aligned, the nice thing about this FISKARS paper trimmer is that it has a guide wire to show you exactly where that blade is going to go. And I think that cut looks pretty straight, pretty good to me. Front back registration looks good too. Okay, now we're cutting those cards. I love this paper trimmer because that guide wire makes it really easy to see where that blade is going to run. So here are the cards I just produced, and as you can see, they look very nicely aligned indeed. Let's go ahead and round the corners. yeah, I am feeling pretty good about these cards. All right, the cards are pretty much done, 90% done. Just wanted to show you all the scraps that I've generated so far. And I don't throw my scraps out as soon as I make them. I wait till the end of the build, just in case I can use some of these scraps as a component in the build or sometimes even in future builds. Also, it occurs to me, if you're watching Dice Tower reviews and you know they have that part where they'll take all the game components and then spill them out in slow motion, maybe for print and play gamers, we can have our scraps kind of falling down like that. And that can be our version of whatever they call that component drop that the Dice Tower reviews do. Okay, we'll keep going. 8:35 a.m. Saturday morning. Here is the update. The cards are done. So these are the market cards. There's traits, there's skills, there's weapons, there's armor in there. And I'm actually pretty proud of how everything has lined up. And all the cards are already corners rounded. Rather than waiting until I did all of these and then rounding them all at the end, I was rounding as I went. And I really liked that feel. It seemed like I was able to produce the cards faster and easier. So market cards. These are alignment cards. I'm not going to make the obvious dad joke about how they're really well aligned. Guess I just did. These are backstory cards. Okay. And these are the character class cards. These are double-sided. Full disclosure, these do have some front-back alignment issues, but not serious enough to cause me to want to redo them. Finally, these are the initiative cards. I haven't read the rules yet, but I think that the idea here is each turn you roll your dice and then you place them on the initiative cards. Yep. All right, so as I said, all of the cards for the build seem to be done. Now we move on to the character sheets. Now we come to the not necessarily hard but time-consuming part, is making the insets for the dice in the character sheets. This is slow, laborious work. I am using an X-Acto knife to very carefully cut out the pieces of the cardboard here, using on top of the self-healing mat. It's taking about half an hour per sheet. So here's the first one that I made. And after this, there are 4 more sheets to go. Here's what I'm learning so far about using an X-Acto knife to cut out these insets. You need at least 3 passes per side. The first pass is just light to score the surface and make a channel. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm making a light first pass along every side of this outline. Now, the second pass is the one that's going to make the deepest cut. So this is the one where I'm exerting the most force. And then the third pass is the one that makes sure that you've cut through to the other side. All right, here's the update. So far we have 2 character sheets done, and we have 4 more to go. Each one of these is averaging about half an hour. Well, let me qualify that. The first one I made took about 35-40 minutes. The second one I made, now that I'm getting better and I'm getting the hang of it, is taking about half an hour. Let's see if that gets even more efficient as I get even more practice. But I have to take a break right now because, as it turns out, there is life outside of PnP and building games. So we'll check back in later.